pretty outlandish, but I can back them up. Boom. End of story. There is no other crypto out there, so don't get it twisted. If you don't understand where you're parking your money, you're going to pay the consequences for that, and that's just how the cookie crumbles. Boom. We're obliterating everybody, literally. There is nobody else that comes close to what Hex has done. Boom. Oh, it's about to get funky. Funkier than you could have ever imagined. You know, Richard Hart is a boss. Hex is literally the best thing on the planet. It's simple mathematics. Right? The reality is that I want to be rich as fuck. There's only one way to be rich as fuck. That's by sitting on your ass the longest. Yep. That's it. Yep. That's the secret. The guy well told you. Richard done told you. I done told you. Kareem done told you. Maddie done told you. Everybody done told you. Everybody done told you. These motherfuckers still acting like they don't know. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
100% safe. There's plenty of games left.
Valiant done told you. Yo, everybody said it. Man, hey, you know what it is, man? Everybody done told you. Y'all's deep. Everybody. My God. Hex Asians, bro. Everybody. Australians, man. Everybody gets me. Yo, when it's told you. Dollar told you. Everybody done told you. It's crazy. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Happy Saturday night. Just want to check in, have a little conversation. Just see a lot of funny stuff going on. Kind of tied to this Bitcoin conference thing, I guess. I didn't even know there was a conference going on. I'm just like seeing pics and all this stuff. But you know, it's kind of like a conversation that I think people need to hear specifically. And the reason I say that is because we all want Hex to be number one and all that, right? We all want Pulse Chain to be number one. We all want Pulse X to be number one. We all want every respective coin within our ecosystem to be number one. But what are we doing actually to make that the case, to make it so, to make it true? You know, it's very easy to just, you know, yap your gums and say shit. You know, and this is what people typically, you know, like to do. It's what's common, right? People just running their mouth, thinking that that's substantiating, that just qualifies them automatically because they can open their mouth and say words. I mean, we see this specifically from Bitcoin maxis left and right. And, you know, there's nothing wrong with liking a specific coin. You know, we got to understand that that's okay. You can like your specific coin. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you say things that just don't make any coherent sense, we're going to fucking check you and we're going to remove you, and whatever influence you thought you had is just going to be nullified on the spot. Because where are we going when you have morons literally showing face for you? When people go on TV and they see cryptocurrency stuff, the clowns that they are going to be seeing are not you or me. It's going to be the clowns that are pushed to the front of the screen because they are rolling with the team, right? I mean, you guys do understand how marketing actually works, right? How TV actually works, how media actually works. It literally doesn't matter how much money you have. You can have all the money you want. If they don't want to post your shit will not get posted. It doesn't fucking matter. So these are things that we have to understand as a community as we go through this fight, because our fight is not everybody else's fight. What Hexicans are trying to do is not what everybody else is trying to do. We know number goes up because it's mathematically defined to do so. So we don't have to worry about that. Everybody else has to worry about that. This is a very important distinction that a lot of people in Hex do not get. They like to think that what we have going on is similar to what the others have going on, and it's not. It's just simply not. What you see on the chart is a mere reflection of ignorance. Simply put, just like you have coins that get rug pulled, right? Or whatever happens on the chart, right? Price goes up and down. So people are going to buy and sell. And it's the same thing here. So you've had 190 days of selling nonstop. Why is that? What is actually happening? And we've talked about this before, right? So how can a community be leading anything when they don't even understand what's happening within their own ecosystem? You're not. You ain't shit. Because you don't know shit. You don't even know what's going on within your own coin because you're talking like a fucking pleb. So where are we going? Right? We're going nowhere. When you don't even know what's going on within your own trading and selling, within your own buys and sales, just shut up. You just sound like a moron. You don't know what you're saying. Just save everybody the effort of having to hear you. Because you're not doing yourself any help, any favors. Right? So how are we looking like number one when all you're doing is looking like a fool? Clearly, we're not number one when you don't even know what you're talking about. So while the coin might be number one, this is a whole decentralized situation. Your representation is not equivalent to our representation. It's equivalent to your representation. So if you want Hex to be number one, guess who has to be number one? Take a wild guess. Not me. Not RG. Not Kinetics. Nobody. Not a single fucking streamer has to be number one. Are we catching the drift here? Because these are the facts. Every single individual that's out here onboarding and talking about Hex is a representation of Hex. So Hex cannot be number one if you are not number one. If you don't know what you're talking about, then Hex is irrelevant. Hex looks like shit. Hex looks like everything else. So what are we doing when we're out here complaining, looking like buffoons, acting like we're on the same camp as everybody else because we're fucking not? We're fucking not. We're just not. We're literally not. We literally speak to positivity and to adding value. And what does everybody else do? Not that. They speak nonsense. They criticize, not critique, criticize. There's a difference between constructive criticism and talking out your ass. I'm not talking about talking out your ass. We don't need that. We're looking for constructive criticism. We're looking for progression. Leadership is consistency. It's being there. It's not turning a back to a tough situation. It's confronting the realities of yesterday, today, and tomorrow. That's what being a leader is. Not pretending. Not just saying you are because some fuckface put you in front of the TV or they put you on a stage somewhere. Anybody can be put on a stage, right? There's plenty of actors out here. That shit literally means nothing. that has no bearing in the real world result of anything. And it's important that as a human being that's alive on this planet, you understand that. Because everything that happens in your life is a direct result of your desire, not anybody else's. When your life sucks, it's because you desire it to suck. Nobody else. Took me a while to figure that one out, but write that shit down because that's some fucking alpha right there. No charts required for that one. Want to have a good day? You choose to have a good fucking day. Nobody chooses that shit for you. You want Hex to be number one? You gotta be number one. It's nobody else's responsibility. You want to onboard? Better figure that shit out before you start running your mouth. Otherwise, you're gonna look like a fool. People are gonna say this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about. What is this hex coin? Why is this hex coin any good? He doesn't even know how to explain it. So you're not helping yourself out. You got morons on the left, retards on the right. Try to stay out of both of those realms because you don't want to be caught in either. It's best to understand what you're talking about if you want things to look a certain way. It's bad enough we have the rest of the so-called space, the promise coin space, pretending to be in this space when they don't even know what a cryptocurrency is. They don't even know. I mean, we see it all the time. They're out here begging middlemen to join the club. They're out here begging for regulation. They're out here begging for all these things that have done nothing but fractured this system that we call society. Literally, that's what these people are begging for. The people that are supposed to be the blue chip, quote unquote, of this space, or the blue chips, excuse me, are the same fools begging for regulation, begging for a system that's falling apart. I mean, can you make this up? Maybe. I don't think I could have. I am not that fucking smart or creative. Just not. So I don't know if I could have came up with this one, but these are the people that are supposedly front facing for the crypto space. I say no thank you. I speak for myself. These motherfuckers don't even know what the hell they own. And you see a whole lot of that within Hex as well. So it's not like them motherfuckers is special. Because I've been telling motherfuckers for a whole year what's going on over here, and you can tell many still do not know. And it's clearly by choice because it's not like I'm hiding the information. So, and then I ain't talking about new motherfuckers. I'm talking about motherfuckers that been around and complaining because the price is going sideways or whatever the fuck they want to call it. So, these are the facts. It's sad. It's sad. But here we are. What is leadership? It's not just running your mouth on the internet. Anybody can fucking do that. Literally, millions of people do it. Hell, they even invite fucking losers to go to the White House that do it on fucking TikTok. So you know it don't mean a motherfucking thing. Because you seen it. So what are we gonna do about it? Is that leadership? That's not leadership. That to me is not leadership. I've had to keep people alive in foreign environments where you're not supposed to make it out alive. So I know for a fact that is not fucking leadership. That ain't keeping nobody alive. In fact, if you've read my latest piece from Substack, you'll know that the latest round of leadership we've gotten has gotten us multiple X's in cost of living increases. That's what we've gotten. fact, not fiction. This is what people are allowing to happen. Because people say, well, why do they do this? Why do they this? No, 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 no. It is no they here. You see? Because you get confused when it comes to they and you. That's where they got you fucked up. See? You have to figure out what's wrong and how it got wrong in the first place before you can start pointing fingers. Because you're easily ready to let some other motherfucker give you a solution. And let me ask you, has that shit worked in any which way for the past fucking 50, 60, 100 years? Has that shit fucking worked at all? I mean, we seriously got clowns online talking about leadership and they're never fucking present for a moment. Not even in any way, shape, or form. It's hilarious. Leadership requires consistency, presence, integrity, backbone. Not a bunch of fucking lies that sound cute. Very difficult for most to accept, but it's true. Because this is not what we see. What we see is a whole lot of complaining, a whole lot of bullshit. That's what we actually see. So, how do we move on from a particular point when you're stuck? And it's by choice. I mean, people choose to not understand how marketing works. I mean, do we not understand that the whole world is literally manipulated? That we're going to act like we're surprised that Hex isn't gate kept the number one everywhere? I mean, seriously, are we this fucking naive? Really? Like, I don't give a fuck what Richard Hart says. You got to wake up to the fucking facts of how shit works. Seriously, wake up to how shit works. Right? I mean, you can spend all the money you want to do all the events you want. Fact remains that direct marketing will always be best because you're putting things in the line of sight of the potential end user. Simple. It's not rocket science. It literally is not that motherfucking more complicated than that. Simple. And Motley's in the chat. Y'all can fucking ask him because he's a marketing master. I am not. But I know that fucking much because the shit is not fucking rocket science. So you want to pay for a fucking Super Bowl ad? Sure. Pay for this shit. Is it gonna get played? That's the question. Because guess what? Just because you got the money don't mean they gotta pay that. Don't mean they gotta play that shit. Because you best believe that shit gotta get approved. And you best believe that message better be what they want it to be. Not what you want it to be. Because it's not your medium. It is their medium. So you have to learn how to use the tools correctly. That is very important because conducting this mission is critical. Right? Nah, I'm not. I'm Molly, don't you got I'm speaking objectively here. I'm not what you did had no bearing on what I'm saying. I'm speaking from a point of example and what the results were. That's all. What you did was great, in my opinion. So, no, just speaking from a matter of fact. Because a matter of fact is people want to see results. But they want to see it on the back of somebody else. And that's not how this shit works. Because guess what? You never heard of Bitcoin until like fucking 4 or 5 years ago, most of you. Fact. Most of you motherfuckers ain't heard about crypto till 4 or 5 years ago. Fact. Fact. So what is your rush when it comes to marketing? I don't see you pumping out shit. I don't see anybody that's in this major rush to get shit fucking skyrocketing, putting any money down to get this shit skyrocketing. I don't see anybody doing nothing. I just see a whole lot of online fucking talking. It's fucking funny. I'm just not laughing. I'm letting your ass know it ain't funny. I mean, that's not leadership. That's crying like a little bitch. That's what that is. Taking action does not preclude running your mouth. Do what you gotta do and then talk all the shit you want to talk because you did it. It's not rocket science. But acting like you know something that somebody else doesn't know, that's not doing anybody any favors. Right? Like, what can you do to improve the situation? That's leadership. What can you do to improve the situation? That's the motherfucking question that needs to be answered. Nothing further. Running your gums, yapping, just talking out your ass because it's something to do, that's not adding no motherfucking sauce, man. It's not adding no flavor at all to what's being cooked up over here. Zero. Right? Because the last time I checked, everybody's about financial freedom. Everybody's about freedom. Everybody's about getting wealthy. Everybody's about changing the world. Everybody's about doing all these things, but nobody's doing anything. Everybody's just talking. What the fuck is all this talking for? The internet does not fucking matter if you ain't doing shit in the real world. Did you know that? I think it's important that people realize that. Twitter is only as relevant as so far as you can throw any useful information into that motherfucker to benefit somebody else. %90 of the people in Hex got a Twitter because of Hex. Not because of Twitter. I've been on Twitter since 2010, and until I found Hex again, I have been off of it since 2017 or some shit. So it's not like it's a requirement for life, right? It's not. So what does that mean? That means that the shit doesn't matter. You know, nothing gets done on Twitter. Things get done over the phone, over email, in person. That's what things get done. And really in person is where they get done. Not online. Don't let them Rona liars lie to you. Shit gets done in real life. And I don't know how shit goes down in the West Coast, but over here in the East Coast, they happen in person. No fucking mask on. Like fucking human beings. That's how we conduct business over here. Very simple. So, you know, all this nonsensical blabbering and posturing and all this bullshit, it's not looking like the Yankees to me. It's not looking like the Patriots when they was fucking winning Super Bowls year over year over year. It's not looking like anything number one to me. It's looking like a bunch of little kids crying and complaining why they ass hurt. Well, because you keep falling on it from doing dumb shit. That's why it hurts repeatedly. because you don't understand being consistent. You don't understand finding new ways of doing things if something doesn't work. You don't understand not complaining. You don't understand showing up every day to win. You don't. I mean, it's obvious. Wouldn't even be having this conversation if it was the case. We'd just be handling our business. But we're having this conversation instead. I mean, it is what it is, right? Just calling it how I see it. Everybody wants to be number one, but who's actually putting in the fucking work to be there? You can't rely on Richard Hart to just launch Pulse Chain and be like, damn, when the fuck is Pulse Chain gonna come out? The price ain't going up. My pussy hurt. Really? Is that the standard? Is that the standard now? Hmm. I mean, it's beneath me, man. I can't even fucking entertain the thought. It's wild as hell. I mean, it's crazy, but this is the shit that I am literally seeing online. I mean, you want to change people's lives? What do you want to wait till the price gets to $1 to show them how rich you are? To tell them, hey man, you should have bought this shit when it was 10 cents? Is that what the strategy is exactly, or what? I don't quite understand. You claim to understand Hex so well that you don't understand why it's at number one. However, however, you will not be onboarding motherfuckers while it's at 10, 12, 13, 14 cents because it's 80% down from its all-time high. That's the general consensus that I'm fucking seeing online right now. Literally. I mean, it's got to be the dumbest shit I've ever fucking seen. I don't know. What am I missing? Did Hex stop working? I don't I don't know. Did it? Is this something that I missed? Did Hex stop working? Cause damn, if it stopped working, then we might have to rewrite some documentation. However, that motherfucker's still working the same. Documentation is readily available. People are readily available for questions, and they're always, from what I can tell, ready to answer. So I don't understand why nobody is taking action to consistently be number one. It can't always be Richard Hart. He's busy actually building shit, right? I mean, I see he got the little three puppies video popping tomorrow, but you can't always expect that on a Sunday morning. That's not going to give you a Sunday morning pump every Sunday, right? I mean, that barely happens, right? So, what else is there? Because, you know, you got to realize what's happening, right? You got dumbasses that don't know how to sell. Then you got dumbasses that don't know that there's dumbasses that don't know how to sell selling, complaining about the dumbasses selling. So, you know, and it's not like we don't have these conversations. We have them, but it's like as soon as the stream is over, it's like people forget. I don't know what the hell's going on. But Hex is still the same. It, it flew to 50 cent. It's been trading down in the teens for for a solid 3 months, about total days. I don't get it. You have an immutable smart contract that pays you how you want it to pay you, and people find it not to be smart to onboard people at this point in time when the price is in the teens and shares are as cheap as they're going to be before they take off again? What exactly am I missing? Is it something that I'm missing? Did immutable change to editable? Am I missing something? I would really like to know, because I don't think I am. Because again, leadership requires consistency, diligence, perseverance, understanding, courage in the face of doubt. And let me tell you something. In this game of markets, whether it's cryptocurrency or otherwise, that last one is always going to be a fucking requirement, because you're always in an ambiguous environment when you're dealing in markets. Because guess what? You don't get to create the scenarios that determine what price fluctuation comes next, right? Very important we understand that. I mean, this is crazy. This is probably the easiest trade ever. This is the easiest trade ever. Forget about it. I'll be damned if I see another. I'm pretty sure I won't see an easier trade in my lifetime. This is literally the easiest trade. I mean, if you've been around as long as me, you've already far surpassed the Big Short trade. Big Short. That was a mon. There's books written about that trade, because that's how much of a P&L there was behind that trade. Books. Books. What do you think is gonna go down here? Man, you got motherfuckers retiring at all the time. All the time. You know what it is? You can't see history when you're living it. You cannot see history when you're living it. It's got to be it. It's got to be it. Nothing else makes sense, right? You can't see history when you're living it, because this is literally history in the happening, not in the making, in the happening. All right, literally in the happening. We're living history every day, because we're the ones involved in this space. We're the ones creating cryptocurrency. It didn't exist until Richard decided to bless us with Hex, and we decided to accept it and understand it and preach it and spread it, right? Because in a lot of ways, when you think about what's going on here, money is a religion. Whether you want to believe it or not is irrelevant, but it is a religion. You believe in it, because it's ultimately useless if you do not. Please let me know if you understand that in the chat, because I don't even feel like I should continue this conversation with anybody unless I know you fucking understand that. Because without understanding that, you should just burn all your fucking money anyway, because you don't understand what you're doing. That shit is critical. If you don't realize that the money in your pocket is just a tool, you're missing out. You're missing out, because this is just something that is a better tool than whatever else is out there. That's why this is the better religion. I mean, come on. The math speaks for itself. And you know what's funny? Sit here talking about believing in whatever. There's nothing to believe in. Jesus. You know, just look at the data. There's nothing to believe in. My God. There really isn't. It's just the things that people are used to saying, because people are just not used to looking at data. But here we have data. We don't got to believe in anything. The proof is in the pudding. It's right there, right? It works every single day. It pays you every single day. You want to make money for a year, you make money for a year. You want to make money for a week, you make money for a week. So far, we're up to what? 3 years plus, or 2 years plus since Hex is launched. So if you want to make years 2 years plus, you make years 2 years plus, right? hmm So, so far 100% uptime over 180, 40 plus days. I mean, is it not going to work on day 1225? I don't know. But I'd wager that given the 100% uptime through day 841, or day 840, whatever day it is, I don't even know. We're probably going to be all right. Day 860. Look at that. Shit. The last time I really paid attention was 20 days ago. So go figure. So, I mean, you guys got to really understand software, software, software. You are looking to convert the best software to the worst software. This is what you're doing when you think about Hex at this point in time. In your mind, you think about Hex in USD terms. You don't even think about Hex in Hex terms. Fact. Most people, that's what they do. Where are we going when we don't understand what's going on? Nowhere. How are you going to win the game if you don't know the rules to the game that you're playing? You're not. You're really, really not. I mean, you see 8-figure dollar stakes get made frequently. It's not like it's even uncommon anymore. I mean, this shit is frequent. And I mean, the funny thing is that I hear people tell me, and I get the argument, but they don't get the dynamism behind money and its fungibility, and the way we treat it, and actually what's happening in the world right now, and the implications behind all of that. There is a reason that things are where they are now. I mean, leadership has never been more crucial than at this point in time in our history. Never. We live in a time where there are no adults in the room. There are none. We have to be the adults. And I really don't believe that people understand that shit seriously enough, because I'm not fucking seeing it. I'm seeing men older than me acting like bitches. And I don't fuck with that. I don't give a fuck who they are. I do not fuck with that. We're not moving forward with men acting like bitches. And we're not moving forward with bitches acting like men. It's just not going to happen. Period. Because there's lies behind that character. There's no integrity there. It's that simple. Ain't my rules. It's just a fact of life. That's just what it is. We're just here to create a system that works for everybody. It's not about benefiting one party or the other. And that's where people get it fucked up. That's why Hex is the best. Because no matter what, when you come to the table, you leave with your cut. Period. Nobody can fucking say anything against that. That's a fact. That's why Hex is the best. You come to the table, you leave with your cut. Nobody fucking shorts you here. It's your contract that you make with yourself. I mean, there's no better deal than that. And if you're from the streets, you understand what I'm talking about. It's very simple. There is no better deal than that. Crazy. So back to this leadership deal, because that's really important to me. Because I'm really, really motivated, right, to see Hex really be number one. Now, we see all these clowns that get pushed to the front because this is a fact. How does the number one person in the space not get pushed to the front, but the lying scammer that's been shitted on does? I mean, you guys got to understand that's not a coincidence, right? I mean, that happens because that is literally what they want. It's not because that guy is some type of pro or something. He clearly is irrelevant, right? Like, these are things that we need to understand because as we move through this, basically, don't want to call it a war, but it's basically a war because people don't want others at the table. I mean, don't forget the quote: cryptocurrency is an attack on Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency is an attack on Bitcoin. Cryptocurrency is an attack on Bitcoin. What in the fuck is that? Really? Incredible. Really incredible. So, is the objective financial freedom for all, or is it for Bitcoin to be the main venue in which they're able to track your financial transactions? I'm just not clear anymore. Well, this is a good question. Very simple, Beetlejuice 36 or Beat Juice 36, because you didn't buy it all. So go buy all the hex right now and pump it to a buck for us, bro. Thanks. So yeah, um, you know, how do we get to a point where that's the point of conversation? Cryptocurrency is an attack on Bitcoin. I mean, just wow. Quite something, man. Quite something. Quite something. And while people might call me a man of the people, I'm not. I'm a man that wants motherfuckers to do shit that they want for themselves. I'm actually tired of the fucking people. And this is why I'm having this fucking stream. Because people need to fucking pick their fucking shit up and stop dragging it across the fucking floor. Seriously. I mean, why is Hex at 13 cent? Why are you asking that question and not onboarding people instead? The fuck kind of dumbass shit is that? You want the price to go up? Go find you a millionaire to buy you a bunch of Hex, bro. Like, what are you doing besides asking stupid questions? Why are you online watching this YouTube video? I don't know. How about that? I mean, damn. I'm trying to pump the bag. What are you doing? Just asking stupid questions. Real life. And this is what I'm talking about. Right? I mean, Hex has been going sideways for 190 days. You still haven't figured out how to get it to go up yet? I mean, wow. I'm trying. I haven't figured it out yet. Right? I mean, come on. We want the price to go up, but we also want people to find financial freedom. And we also want to change the world. But I got to tell you guys something, man. Talking about it is not going to make it fucking happen. Talk is only going to take you but so far. What are you doing in your respective, within your respective realm, within your respective control to contribute? That's the question you got to be asking yourself. I mean, you think the price going sideways is fun? Clearly not. Right? You know, it's not fun. But you know what's not fun and what's actually worse in my book than watching the price go sideways for fucking 6+ months is watching these Bitcoin maxis just make us all look bad. That shit really irks my motherfucking blood. Because guess what? When people think cryptocurrency, they don't think fucking Bitcoin, right? And everything else. They just think Bitcoin. Everything else is there, sure. But that's it. That's it, right? How do we actually move forward, man? Like, talk is cheap, yo. Being a troll online is cheap. Like, all that shit is cheap. That shit is not adding any value to real life. What are you doing to knock the domino? That's the question. Because that's what we all want, ultimately. Because it helps everybody. In every, like, it's a symbiotic relationship each turn. I mean, you know, everybody loves to talk. Everybody loves to talk. Everybody loves to talk. But this is why you got winners and then you got losers, right? You got people that know how to command the crowd, that know how to connect with others, that know how to actually get things done. Then you got others that just are fucking lame duds, right? And we see them all over, all over. Yeah, right. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Why are we buying eggs but not staking it? 90% is still on stake. Maybe that's why we're not at $1 yet. Something to think about. Sure. And I got a chart for that. So yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do? Now, while we know that we're still at 10%, quote unquote, by the numbers, right? 87% of that staked hex is user staked, if I'm not mistaken, and 13% of that is OA. And I think the liquid, I think it's 90 something plus percent the OA, and then we're like single digits. The users is like single digit, something like that. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. So what are you doing? What are you actually doing? Yeah, could be, could be, but again, I don't think that accounts for people selling millions at one clip in a moronic fashion. So while that sounds good and feasible, I don't think that's really the case to just blame the whole 190-day sideways price action on just that. Because it's been 190 days and SAC didn't start till, the end of December or something like that. So these are the kinds of things you got to take into account. I mean, it sounds good, I'm sure it'd be easy to just blame it on SACs, but it's not just SACs. It's a little bit of everything. And these are the kinds of things we got to contend with. Everybody wants to be number one, but everybody doesn't want to be number one. And these are things we have to come to terms with. Everybody doesn't want to put in the work. Everybody just rather talk shit. I mean, we see it all the time. Literally all the time. So how do we actually do anything that's value add? You really just got to look at your skill set and figure out how you can intertwine hex into that. That's literally all you got to do. That's it. You write books, write a book about hex. You write articles, write an article about hex. You run, make videos about how hex helps you get more in shape. I don't know, whatever works. Whatever you got to do. That's how you do it. Whatever it is you do. You do it. You love wearing clothes, make some fucking, wear some damn hex clothes. You love making clothes, make some clothes that's hex related. You get the drift, right? I mean, it's real simple. I see cats selling hex sneakers, hex Air Ones, hex clothes, left and right. So, you know, there's a million ways to get this word out there. So, how are you going to get it out there? Right? Whatever it takes. I mean, it's literally on you, right? And that's the key. You don't have to even stream. I mean, I just did this because I wanted to make one video and I'm just still here stuck doing it. That's it. Doesn't really matter. It could be anything. Literally. Don't matter. You work at Target, go throw fucking hex stickers all over that goddamn store. They don't gotta know it's you. Find a way to beat them damn camera angles. Whatever. Don't matter. Just make it happen. Literally that simple, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, throw them shits up on the train. Like, nobody cares. Just get the fucking word out. That's it. All it takes is the right sticker in the right spot. You know? And all it takes is the right person to find this or the right group of people to find it. But, whatever. A lot of people are working on driving that force, right? But the long story short is you can't pretend to be number one in a number one coin when all you do is sit here and complain about shit on the internet. Hilarious. But no, that's not how it's working over here. Sorry. Just not. It's just not. Just not. We're here to take care of business, spread the word, and educate people properly, onboarding them properly, right? Educating them on what crypto really is, ensuring that they actually understand that everything else that's outside of this ecosystem is fake. It's not real crypto. I mean, how can you not warn these people of the dangers of that swamp that's outside of these evergreen grounds that we live on? I think people really forget how lucky we are that they're just comfortable enough to complain, and that's it. I mean, it's wild. You don't even got to check the chart. You check it because you want to. It's almost comical. Like, damn. How much more guarantees do you want besides software that runs 100% of the time? All these shit coins out there are turning off left and right, getting pumped by the man, and you out here mad. The fuck is wrong with you? It is comical. It is comical. Understand what's going on. If you claim to be a Hexican, then you should understand why Hex is being gate kept. This should not be some fucking master secret that somebody has explained to you. Financial freedoms is not something that people want for the masses. It should be that obvious. So, what we're doing is very not kosher. Not sure how that's not obvious. But there, I fucking said it. So hopefully you get it now. Because if we're going to change the world, then we got to do it this way. It's not going to happen with a TV commercial. You got to realize that. It's not going to happen by you screaming like a little bitch online ever about anything. It's just not. Because the internet don't matter. As soon as people step away from the screen, that's it. They don't think about anything that happened on that shit unless it's really relevant to them. They're not thinking about it. Nothing. The internet is like a gap in time for a lot of people. In fact, I mean, look at what they're doing. Do you guys not get it? These Bitcoin motherfuckers are the Trojan horse. These Ethereum motherfuckers are the Trojan horse. They're not here to add value to your life or mine. They're here to keep living their good life. And that is it. That's it. Like, these are things you got to realize, guys. This is exactly why Hex is so bullish. It is the solution. It is the backbone. It is the ecosystem. It is a whole new financial ecosystem. I mean, you guys just don't get it in a lot of ways, man. I wish people could see or could think what I think. I really wish, because I could explain it to Kingdom Come and I could tell you how good it is, but clearly it's not enough. I mean, it's just not enough. Wow. But you guys got to realize this is the time to consider logic and math. This is not the time to be complaining and crying. I mean, imagine having somebody speak for you and try to tell you not to care about the price. No, 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 no. It's comical. For those that are listening and bought at 50 cents, 40 cents, whatever the case is, I hope you're staked. Because if you bought at 40, 50 cents expecting to get out of the buck, you got what you were due. Because this game is not about that. Nope. Not about that at all. So you have to realize that. It's where are you going? I mean, you got to really ask yourself that, right? Well, every decision you make, what's the next step? not getting very far if you're making contradictory decisions, right? You're just not. You're just not. So if you're staked, all right, stake that 43 cents. So you're essentially down 70% or so, right? So what does that mean? Well, depending on how long you're staked, you're getting from 10% APY all the way out to 38%. How long you're staked doesn't matter, but it's useful for the purposes of my following example, because that's what it's about. Understanding why you are in this asset and you want to always bring your gains into this asset. Well, it's very simple. Where do you know that you can go and get yield, no questions asked, at your own leisure and have it be double digits or more? Well, the answer is nowhere. However, the caveat is that it's only year 2 going into year 3, and we're about 4 months into year 2. A little over that. So, what that means is you're still early. Imagine that. Keep buying. You didn't finish. Nobody's finished buying, actually. That's the funny thing. It's year 2.3. Whatever. I mean, yo, it is so early that it's early. 13 cents is early. Software that works 100% of the time is rare. Okay? Rare. As in almost non existent. You want to talk about fucking scarcity, folks? Let's talk about fucking scarcity. Because these little maxis love talking about scarcity and they think they run cryptocurrency when they don't even have a crypto. Um, you know, Bitcoin hasn't run 100% of the time. Ethereum hasn't run 100% of the time. Those are the top 2 cryptos. The biggest yield farming softwares have not run 100% of the time. All these protocols typically do not run 100% of the time. Cryptocurrency wide, promise coin space wide, whatever you want to call it, wide. Fact. Fact. Not fiction. Fact. Hex. Well, what do you know? It runs 100% of the time. Wow. Wow. I mean, you guys got to realize, this is basically just like never happens. What software do you know that runs 100% of the time without fail? Not even your cell phone runs like that. Nothing. Fact. mean, I hope you guys are taking that in because that's a fact. Everybody else doesn't have that luxury. Except for these guys. Oh, man. I mean, I hope the FOMO pants are on because, this is it. I mean, Hedron so far is 100% uptime, but it's only been out for 30 fucking days. So who cares? It's only 30, 40, 50 days old. Oh, well, February 26th. Yeah, it's probably about 50 something days old by now, 60 something days old. Let me see. 'Cause now I'm curious. What the hell is going on? Something's up with this fucking chain. Hold on, guys. There's some funny shit going on here. Okay, yeah. So about 44 days ago, according to this, a month and 14 days ago. So that's about 44 days ago. 100% uptime so far. So, I'll make a chart for that. No worries. Do it real quick. See, thanks for the super chat, Balliot. Wells only spin facts, and as always, listen up and appreciate all your streams, bro. Post chain is sure as hell gonna melt faces. Balliot, I have no lesser expectations, sir. And for those of you that are not aware, the first PLSX one-sided staking pool has officially ended tonight as of 0000 UTC. And I see that there's still 97 billion PLSX stake. So if you have not, please go unstake your PLSX from the one-sided staking pool on the testnet V2B. And thank you. And I also hope you guys have been playing around with the testnet because that's what it's for. We can have a legit conversation about parameters and whatnot when they're actually released. Um, so every other conversation you've had in regards to that has been pure speculation until that point in time. Just so you guys are aware, because you have to understand that when it comes to your money, speculation is just stupid. Okay, it's stupid. Now, that doesn't mean you shouldn't speculate. What it means is that you should not be mainly speculating. Hope the difference is clear there because we're here to talk about creating generational wealth. That does not happen by pissing in the wind. It just doesn't work. Doesn't matter whether you're a guy or a girl. Pissing in the wind does not work. Okay? So, this is why being strategic, understanding what you own, knowing the difference between speculation and putting money in a productive endeavor are two different things. This is why Hex is not like buying something else at 43 cents or 47 cents or whatever the price was. You didn't buy anything at 43 cents. Odds are you've already recovered whatever that delta is in Hex by at least 30% by now. And by the end of this year, you'll probably cover that whole 70% dip because Hex pays. It pays stakers because guess what you cannot account for? You cannot account for emergency and stake penalties. And it's still going to happen because just because this trust and Maxi and fucking Hedron and all this other shit is going on doesn't mean these emergency end stakes stop. Because guess what? Hex is still there, man. Still the same thing. Immutable. No keys. True crypto. Currency. No middlemen. Now, remember, we are the foundation of the financial future of this world. We, Hexicans, are that. And this is a true story. Thank you for throwing that in the chat, Antonio. This is very true. Thank you guys for tuning in to hear me rant about leadership on a Saturday night going into Sunday. I just, I just couldn't hold off any longer. I was gonna try to wait till tomorrow, but I couldn't. We are the foundation of cryptocurrency. There is no cryptocurrency until Hex. So it's on us to be the stewards of where this thing goes. It's not on Bitcoin maxis. It's not on Ethereum maxis. They're morons. They're still trying to play catch up. Still. I mean, so much so that you see it in headlines as if it matters. It's a joke. Even when they drop ETH 2.0, which probably isn't happening this year. It's just not. It's just not happening. I'm calling it now. It ain't happening. But whenever it does drop, it still isn't going to be half as good as Pulse Chain. Because Pulse Chain is already designed to be better than that. So it's pretty bad. Right? So this is why, we got to have these kind of conversations. We are the people that are going to drive this train, not the clowns, not the trolls, not the people that don't take themselves seriously. Because if you have a niche, you need to exercise well within that niche. Seriously. I mean, look at what the Joker does. He can be annoying as fuck online, but when he gets on stream, he handles his business. And that's why people tune in and watch his shit. Handle your business. Otherwise, he would have zero fucking viewers. Right? Take yourself seriously, no matter what the fuck it is you do. Doesn't matter if it's just fucking plastering hex stickers in the fucking urinal because you're always pumping pills in a fucking bathroom in a club. Just do something. Seriously. It's not hard. You just got to figure it out. Because nobody can tell you how to market this product. It's on you. But it's doable because we all do it in one way, shape, or form. I do it. I stream. I do things in real life. Doing things. One way or the other. That's all you got to do. I'll throw stickers out there sometimes too. Why not? I like stickers. Who doesn't? So again, leadership comes from consistency, not complacency, diligence, perseverance, backbone, integrity. Without those 5 elements, 4 elements really, none of this happens. Ignore naysayers that don't understand even their own product. Well, their own spaghetti code. Let me rephrase that. Because that thing is not a product. It's spaghetti code. You ignore them. They don't speak for us. Hell, we know their spaghetti code better than them. There is not one Hexican that cannot defeat a single Bitcoin maxi. Doesn't matter. which one of them you're talking about. From the most bloviated Bitcoin maxi, that being Michael Saylor, to the dumbest one, that being that one guy that Richard crushed in like fucking 10 seconds that he thought he was retarded. Run the fucking gamut on the spectrum. They're all fucking useless and none of them know anything. It's evidence because they have to sell the narrative. They cannot sell the technology because there is none. There is none. I mean, damn. Why the hell I even got to say that out loud? How is that not obvious in 2022? That thing is from 2008, 2008. That thing was built in 2008. It's 2022. You using what the fuck was even what computer? What Microsoft? What was it? Maybe XP. I'm about to find out what Microsoft OS was being used in 2008. Jesus. Let's see. Can I get an answer? Or was that just the wrong way to ask that shit? Because I'm getting a whole bunch of servers and shit. Let's see. Yeah, I don't remember. Microsoft OS 2008. How was it? Windows 10? Nah, there's no way. Well, you get my point. My point is, we're not using software from 2008. Yeah, I think it was probably XP, man. I can't remember. Okay, it was XP then. Or Win 7? Yeah, I don't know. Either way, man, we're not using software from back then. Right? I think that's pretty clear. Yeah, 7, whatever it was. Yeah, it was 7 because I was in my home country in 2008 for a little bit of time. I remember that crap being on the computer, Windows 8 or Vista, whatever that crap was. Ugh, it was horrible. But you know what's not horrible? Hex. You know why? Because it's always working 100% of the time, like right now. Yeah, everything was better back then. Everything was better back then. So yeah, guys. Spread this far and wide, right? This is an important message that everybody needs to get because we're not number one if all of us are not number one. Imagine being a Bitcoin maxi this weekend. Holy fuck. Or at all, ever. I mean, that's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. Imagine being cool with being a slave. That's wild. That's a wild thought process, folks. And that's exactly what these Bitcoin maxis think is cool. Imagine. Wow. Imagine. I mean, I don't care about yield. Okay. And this is the guy they throw up on stage at a conference that's all over. And people take that seriously for some reason in this community. I mean, come on, really? I mean, you guys realize that I smoke weed like all day. I mean, this fucking guy doesn't even know what the fuck money is. I mean, low functioning would be a fucking improvement. And these are the people that they're throwing on a stage. And you guys think that that shit matters? I mean, come on. You got to be a little bit better than that. No? I mean, you know, it's just sad. It's just sad. We are the ones that have to take the world forward. The never ending question of what to do with X amount of money. Well, tell you what, man, you cannot buy potion, right? So you would literally have to wait. So the question is, what do you think is the best thing to do? Let fiat or buy something that's worth buying? I don't know, man. Up to you. Difficult decision for sure, right? But not really. Think about it. I'm talking about getting a copy of whatever you own in ERC20 right now. Why would you wait? You better find something to buy and you better buy something good. And if you ain't been listening, well, then good luck. But you better find a way to multiply that 5K and make it 10 because an opportunity is coming up to do just that without any effort. This is what software is about. So yeah. And do not do this. Do not do that. That was fucking funny, yo. Oh man, yeah, but if I had 5K, bro, that would be a pretty easy pretty easy so yeah, that would be pretty easy for me. So I don't know. I like free money, so you figure out which one of the free money options you like. There's a lot of free money options. I don't know. So something to think about. But yeah. So, we're really the front of cryptocurrency. You just have to take that for what it is. Um, when you're talking about crypto, be professional because you are the profession. Right? You are the profession, right? Yeah, well, you know what, man? This is the kind of comment that fucking irks me because why don't you go raise another 600K and do something else with it? That was just an idea that people went with. Come up with another one, raise 600K, and find another way to onboard 6,000 people. Good fucking luck, sir. You're welcome. But yeah, what I don't understand why people don't understand why no expectations from the work of others is hard to get. But get it because that's literally what the fuck it means. Decentralized means just that. We meet as a community online because we desire to do so. We don't have to. Nobody ever has to stream. Nobody ever has to show up to these streams. And we just decide to do so because we have a desire to do certain things. Literally it. So, what does that mean? You respect yourself, you respect your pocket. That leads to a good life. That's what that means. But if you don't respect yourself nor your pocket, then your life really spins out of control. It really does. Hey, man, that might not be a bad idea. Like, nobody's doing crypto house parties. Not that I know of. Oh, wait, no. HEX.Vision does. I'm lying. He's one person that I know does them shits, him and his wife. Shout out to them. Because I definitely know that they do them. So there you go. There's an idea. Because what the fuck is going on? Hold on, guys. Sorry about that, guys. But you know, Rona's basically over here, so shit's back to normal. Anyway, um, yeah. So you know, that's not a bad idea, bro. Like anything you want to do, you just gotta learn how to fucking pitch that shit, bro. It's all on you. That's what decentralized is all about. You got people behind your idea, and that's it. You're good to go. So you know, make it happen. Whatever works. So, you know, let's wrap it up here. Because I keep yapping about leadership and all this stuff. But again, you know, you guys gotta realize Hex being number one is on you, not anybody else. So if you want Hex to be number one, you better be number one because that's literally how this works. It does not work any other way. Crying online about any fucking thing does not change anything. Period. Shut the fuck up. Add value. Keep it moving. Life is simple if you want it to be. I like to keep it simply good. Please choose the same. Bro, this wasn't even Discord Syndicate, man. The fuck are you talking to? This is what I'm saying. Like, yeah, just stop. Anyway, add value. That's what we're here for. Anything less is just uncivilized and will not be tolerated. Definitely ain't gonna be welcome. That's for sure. It's about $1 on that. So everybody be good. Have an outstanding rest of your Sunday morning. I will be doing the same here shortly. And peace. Right? The reality is that I want to be rich as fuck. There's only one way to be rich as fuck. That's by sitting on your ass the longest.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
That's the secret. The guy well told you. Richard done told you. I done told you. Kareem done told you. Maddie done told you. Everybody done told you. Everybody done told you. Shit, motherfuckers still acting like they don't know. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I appreciate
That's
that.
100% safe. There's plenty of games left.
Valiant done told you. Yo, everybody said it. I mean, hey, you know what it is, man? Everybody done told you. Yash deep, everybody.